Guys, how you doing? Welcome to the show. Today I have got a few City fans who will be coming on as the time goes by. They just text me. But today I have and today with us. I have Wanika and I have Shanice, who this is the first on this. We're going to be talking about a lot of stuff. The first topic is already below. You can see. I'm just going to find out from the City fans around the world and City fans how they feel about the rumors about Haaland, how themselves feel he's going to fit in if he's the team, and if they are very excited. What excitement do they have that Haaland is coming to Man City? And then after the Haaland topic, we're going to talk about Man City's final games, the games that they're going to play for the rest of the season, fixtures, and then I'll talk to everybody one by one and see how they feel about fixtures and which one they're confident about. And then we're going to talk about the big one, number three. That how do you become a Man City fan, and how do you feel as an international Man City fan? What drew you to Man City? Why there are teams like Barcelona, Madrid, and Arsenal, and team. So today, everybody will confess, during myself too. I'll be able to tell you why I became why I'm still a Man City fan. And from that, then we're going to have the last session. It's going to about UEFA. This is going to be taken over by Carl because to talk about this topic. So this topic will be with Carl on the UEFA thoughts from everybody. What UEFA is trying to put a cap on the spending. I think you have to spend 70%, if I'm not 70%, yeah, of whatever you have. So they're trying to from spending a certain amount. So, okay, guys, welcome to the show, Wanika, Shanice, and how are you guys this evening? Oh, what are the times in your time zone?
It's 2:05 here p.m.
8:05 p.m.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Time. What about yourself, Carl? Is it a night or the morning?
No, 3 o'clock, 3:05. So I had 1 hour ahead of Shanice, and I'm 5 hours behind Ineka in Lagos in Nigeria.
Okay. Oh, cool. So we're just gonna start with the big. All of you guys have been looking at Twitter, and you've been looking at the news. You've been looking at is it Sky Sports or whatever news you have. The whole talk is about Haaland.
There's a lot of
Sorry?
echo. I don't know why. There's an echo.
Echo from myself.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody else can hear it.
Yeah, there's an echo.
Yeah.
Give me a minute.
There we go. No,
Is the echo gone?
It's still there.
Yeah.
Still
Yeah.
Okay. Wait for a minute. Let me see. Can you hear the echo? Wait.
It's good now.
Can you hear the echo?
It's good now. You're good.
It's gone. We are good.
Can you hear the echo now?
No, it's gone. It's gone.
Shanice, it's Shanice who's echoing me back. I think so. Maybe she doesn't have the echo setting set because I muted everyone. When I muted her, the echo is gone.
Okay.
So okay, let me start off. I'm just gonna start off. I'll start off with Wanika. So you've been on Haaland news and you've been watching it. Are you excited as a fan yourself, as a man? Haaland might be coming to Man City, and what are your thoughts in general about Haaland yourself?
Okay. Haaland, he's a good player. If he comes in, I will be happy. But right now, I'm not excited because I'm trying to learn from my mistakes, the things of the past, considering what we went through with Harry Kane. So with Real Madrid, also going for Haaland, I just feel like anything can happen because obviously he has to be paid a lot of money. And there are a lot of people that are meant to be paid. His dad and his agent. We all know his agent is a very expensive agent. So, and the man, he hasn't even said anything, which means he already tabled his fee. So I think if he comes in, I'll be very happy because although he's a very tall player, he has this speed. this speed. If he can work with De Bruyne well, I feel like he's going to score lots of goals and lots of headers even, because we don't have much headers in our squad. I can remember that only Laporte. I can feel like if a ball is coming from the corner, Laporte is the only person I'm looking at. But if Haaland should just come in, he's good in the air. He can just help us in that situation. I like Haaland. Haaland is great. He's testy for goals, and we have a lot of all these crosses coming into our 18-yard box. I'm sure he can do a lot of things with it. So, but right now I'm not excited. Maybe when he makes his decision, because his decision is going to come very soon. Maybe this month. He's the only one that can just say, okay, I want to come to Man City, I want to come to Real Madrid. We will now know what we are working with. He just needs to say so. All this news I'm hearing everywhere, I just scroll, just pass. People are just repeating rumors. This person will say, his dad said this, his mom said that. No, I don't. We just need a definite answer from Haaland. All the news I'm hearing, I'm not excited. We just need to hear it from him. But if he comes, I'll be happy. As long as we don't go back for Hurricane. If we don't get Haaland, I know some City fans will say, oh, Hurricane. No, we have to go for a younger person. So, and Haaland is young, and people are saying he's going to use us as a stepping stone. Well, I don't care. I just want him to come first. Let him come. If he feels like Man City is going to give him an exciting future, he might stay longer. So, and I don't even care how much we are paying him, as long as he comes in. But let's see what happens. But I'm not excited right now. No, I'm not. That's all.
Okay. Okay, that's Wanika. She says for her, she doesn't want to get stung like last time and she's not excited until she sees concrete information that he's with us. And she doesn't mind stepping stone because she says as long as he's here, he's going to score goals. So we're going to go to Shanice. Shanice, what do you think about Haaland coming to Man City? Are you excited or are you cautious? Wanika, are you scared because of the Hurricane situation?
So I'm not too excited or very excited because of the Alan situation. I don't wanna put myself in the same place we did with Hurricane. Uh, I just can't see myself doing that and then get heartbreak after. So if he comes, he comes. If he don't, then it's just what it is.
If he doesn't show, who would you prefer?
Ah, I don't know. To be honest, I don't know. I guess if he doesn't show and we don't get anyone, then we just work with what we have then. And we
Okay,
already have
that's fair.
Alvarez, right? We have Alvarez, so work with him if we don't find anyone.
Can you hear me, guys?
Hey,
Yeah, we can
Adam.
hear you, Adam. Welcome.
Yes. I was just in the
Okay,
background.
what about yourself, Carl? Before we
Oh, me about Haaland?
yeah, the two
Um,
girls, they say they don't want to get too excited because they don't want heartbreak.
Well, yeah, I mean that's fine. That's fine. I mean we've talked about this since November last year, before the newspapers were talking about Haaland, before we heard from Jack Gone, before we had all this story about Haaland. We had broken everything down. We were so correct that we're exact on how much, exact on when, exact on every single thing we talked about. And we broke it down in the show that we did in November. In terms of his decision is already made. The question now is, are we just doing what it is, right? There's no way you're in March 2022, 2 months or a month and a half towards the end of the season, and you're telling me a professional like Haaland and his agent don't know what they're going to do. They know what they're going to do. The offers are already on the table. The question is have they communicated it, right? It's either going to be Real Madrid or Man City. I think it's going to be Man City. I think he's going to come to us. I think the club, as I mentioned earlier on in November, we have to make a deal, right, to him that he can't refuse. Pay him the most money, give him all the options. If he wants to leave in 4 or 5 years' time, say that you can leave, right? He's going to be playing under the world's best coach. He's going to be playing with some of the best players in the world, right? He's going to be competing in the best league in the world, right? And if he leaves in 4 or 5 years' time, he's still 24, 25 years old. We can sell him for 150, make money on it. He goes on to Real Madrid. He wants to go to Real Madrid, right?
I
He goes
want
to
to
Real Madrid now.
sorry, sir. I just want to add
Hold on,
something to what you
we're
said.
going one by one, guys. We're going one by one. If he leaves now to Real Madrid, is he going to play under Carlo Ancelotti? Is he going to play with Mbappe? What's the situation? Where are they going to be? Right? If you want stability, if you want development, there's only one place for you, and it ain't Real Madrid. If you go to Real Madrid and play with Mbappe, you're just going to be another guy who's going to be playing under another superstar because they're going to build their whole squad around Mbappe. So the decision is not one that Raiola is going to forget about the agent. The agent's irrelevant in this case, right? And about the money that the agent's going to get. It's irrelevant because the same money that was budgeted for Harry Kane is what's going to be used for Haaland, and we're actually going to save money by going for Haaland and Harry Kane. And we have a sell-on value, which means you can sell him and make money. So the question is ultimately going to be his. And I think it's already been made. I think that he's made a decision to come to us. I really, really strongly believe so. Now, people talk about getting heartbroken or getting disappointed. I can't get heartbroken if he doesn't come because it's not about us. It's about him. It's his loss, not our loss. It's to his benefit that he comes to City and not ours, not our benefits. We can win the title without him, without him. We can get to the Champions League final without him. He's the one that needs to win major titles. He's the one that needs to grow as a footballer. He's the one that needs to have De Bruyne and Bernardo Silva around him to give him those balls, to score those goals, to become a legend at 21. So for me, I have no fear, no shame, nothing. If he doesn't come, it's his loss. We move on. We keep rolling on. Those are my 2 cents, man.
Okay, Grant. Adam, what did you want to say? Adam, are you with us? Okay, so we don't have Adam for now. Look, guys, this is obviously exciting times for us because we haven't
Sorry,
had
I'm here.
Okay, go ahead, Adam. So, what do you want to say on this Haaland
Like,
situation? As a Man City fan, are you excited of these rumors?
I'm in the same boat as Cal. Like, if he wants to come, yeah, it's down to him. If he wants to come, yeah, personally for me, this City is the best footballing project out there to be. Yeah, if he's gonna do it, then it's down to him. If he wants to go to Real Madrid, let it be. You know, there's other players out there that I feel like we can go and get, like Darwin Nunes. Yeah, Joao Felix. There's a few players out there that we can end up going signing and still be successful, you know, without or even with signing those two players. But what Carl also added about the Haaland thing, where Real Madrid, one of the conditions on his contract was where when he signed, you know how a lot of these Spanish teams where they put you on a say big release clause, yeah, and Raiola does not want that because Haaland, I kind of see Haaland wanting to play in the Premier League. If he does that, then that's just him basically just holding himself in a sense, not allowing him to be opening doors for him. Say later on, if he decides, you know what, I want to move to a Premier League team later on. If he decides to move to Real Madrid and say Real Madrid put like say what the half a billion release clause or a billion. No Premier League team is going to pay that, or no team in the world is going to pay that. So in a sense, I can understand why Raiola and Haaland turned that down, that term and condition that Real Madrid wanted.
Just one more thing.
That's actually true.
Just one more thing to add to what Adam said. So, Nika and Shani, so Patrick would tell you that last year, June, I told everybody that Harry Kane wasn't coming to City. In fact, people were laughing at me. People were abusing me that, I don't know what I'm talking about. I said Harry Kane will never come to City. Last year, I said people said no, it's a done deal that he went on Sky Sports with Gary. And I said that's utter nonsense. He's not leaving, and it's not because of Harry Kane doesn't want to leave. The issue is Daniel Levy. Daniel Levy will not sell Harry Kane to City, his most prized asset, the jewel of his empire, to a rival club that he's competing with in the European Clubs Association board as well, which is trying to get away from Khaldun or El Mubarak. So it's not about money, it's about politics. We offered probably £150 million for Harry Kane, right? He wasn't going to take the call. He didn't take the call. In fact, Guardiola even came out in the press conference and actually mentioned Harry Kane's name. And Pep doesn't mention players' names. He'll tell you that it's player for X or player for Y. He actually mentioned his name, right? And said the guy wanted him to take his call. Kane was never going to come to City. Even if we offered £300 million, he won't sell him to City. He will sell to United. He may even sell to Chelsea, but he ain't selling to Man City because it's about politics. So I said it right from day one. I said that the smart deal for us to do is to go for Erling Haaland. In fact, I actually listened to a podcast the other day. I think it was 93 podcast or some other podcast. I talked about that City's main goal was Haaland last year, but they felt that the deal wasn't able to be done because of the situation at Dortmund. So they went in for Harry Kane as a second option. But now that Harry Kane has fallen through, it's the only one option, which is why they're giving him a deal that they cannot refuse. Salary is going to be the highest in City. I don't have a problem with that. I think a player is worth whatever wages that they can play. You think that De Bruyne or Bernardo Silva will complain and say, oh, Haaland's getting 500k a week, and where's my own? They can go and sit down in one place, because that's not going to happen. When you know a guy is going to create goals for you, score 20, 30 goals for you, when you pass in the ball and he scores a goal 1v1, you're not going to complain about salary when you're winning titles. It's when you're not winning titles, that's when the salary issues come up. So all that story about, oh, he's going to break the wage structure, no, it's not going to happen. It ain't happening. Why? Because Zinchenko earns 20k, De Bruyne earns 400k. Is that wage structure already broken? How much does Ruben Diaz earn? 120k a week. How much does De Bruyne, Sterling on 350? Is that not already broken? So let's stick to the facts, and let's take away all the nuance, all the nonsense that people throw at us, right? This guy's chance to be a great and to be a legend, in my opinion, is in one place right now. Come to City, spend 4 or 5 years' time. If you want to go to Real Madrid afterwards, you can certainly go and do all you want to do. You'll be 25. But you want to grow as a team, you want to be loved, you want to be adored. There's only one place for you, bro. Erling, and it's City. Go to Madrid, Mbappe will be the star. You just be another guy like Odegaard who didn't find his feet. Come to Manchester. Come and show your skills. Put on a blue shirt. Leave the legacy of your father. Score goals. The fans will love you. Even if you don't score, they will love you.
You know what else as well? I feel like the Haaland move, if say he moves to us, you end up seeing the best of, say, KDB as well. Yeah, it's like a win-win situation for all of these players. KDB, yeah, Bernardo Silva, Grealish.
I'll tell you one player, right? Raheem Sterling will be magnificent with Erling
Thank you
Haaland.
very much.
Raheem Sterling will be. You think that we went back in time when Aguero was there in 17-18?
Carl, it's like when you see Raheem Sterling play for England, when he's got a striker there, you see the best of him, and that's where I feel like that's what say, like when you rely on him to be the striker, he doesn't deliver. But when like him being a striker, you put too much pressure on him. But once he has a striker there that does the job and everything, it's like the burden is lifted off him, and that's when you see the best of him. And I feel like Raheem Sterling will be one of the people that will benefit from Haaland coming to City in a sense.
I mean, imagine Waneka and Shanice, and imagine a front three of Foden, Haaland, and Sterling, and in the middle three of De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, and Rodri.
So you would drop Riyad Mahrez for Raheem.
I mean, I'm just hypothetically just saying that. Imagine that, right? You want to have natural wingers and the number 9, right? Like we did in the 17-18 season. So you have Sterling and Foden. If you want to do inverted wingers, you can have Mahrez. Imagine taking that team, right, with Walker, Diaz, Stones, and Cancelo, and rocking up at Anfield. You think they won't be afraid?
I've got a question for all of you guys. Yeah, if say Haaland comes, who do you think the one person that will end up leaving? For me personally, I actually feel like it will be Gabriel Jesus. I don't know if you guys would disagree with me.
Yeah, but don't forget that and we haven't replaced those players yet.
Yeah,
Ferran Torres left. Don't forget Aguero left.
Yeah, no, I understand that, but I feel like, why I say Gabriel Jesus will leave is because due to the lack of games that he will end up getting. To be honest with you,
the only thing I would say, Adam, to that is that when your club when you're winning titles and you're winning Premier Leagues and you get into Champions League finals, it does something to the player psychology, because then it's acceptable to almost stay and be part of the team. Are you following me? Right? Especially if Guardiola signs an extension.
Yeah.
So it's not automatic that he
like
leaves.
Zinchenko.
Yeah, like Zinchenko, for example, who refused to go to Wolves because he'd rather play, at City at 20k than go to Wolves and get 50k. Imagine that. So for me, it's not just about, who's going to leave. They could all stay, right? And you just add Haaland to the equation, and maybe bring Tchouameni as well. If you want to bring Tchouameni to help Fernandinho as a replacement. And then you have this complete team who are mature, who know how to play, who are still young. Then you have this phenomenon called Erling Haaland as the number 9, which they've been dying for all this year. The fear to send to the Premier League will be unshakable.
For me, the one person that I feel like that I would love to replace Fernandinho is that Ryan. I can't pronounce his surname. The one from Ajax, that Ryan guy. That
Yeah,
Gravenberch.
but
kid,
he's already
like,
going. He's going to Bayern.
where's he going?
It's been said. He's going to Bayern. Okay, so Wanika and Shanice, since you've been quiet in the, I'll give you this question that has been asked. Please be careful. Wanika answering Red Devil. He's a Man United fan, and he comes with an agenda. He says, "Can City still get the treble?" So, what do you think, Wanika or Shanice? Is
Yeah.
Shanice? Go
Yeah,
ahead. Still, can somebody ask that? Can City still get the treble?
I'm saying that I'm not pushing the pressure on ourselves. One game at a time.
About Wanika.
Yeah. If we can, we have to first of all win the FA Cup first before. But I think if we can just get the Premier League, if we can just push forward, beat Liverpool, and then win that semi-finals, then that's when I'll start feeling like we are going to get that treble. But it all depends on the momentum. If we beat Liverpool, then beat Atletico. If we can survive April, then that's when I start feeling like we are going to, we're heading for a treble. Obviously, it's not easy, but we have a squad that can do it. It depends on Pep. If he overthinks, then we are in trouble. So yeah.
Okay, so it looks like a lot to me that here is Daniel. Daniel, welcome. Morgan, welcome. Big Morgan, welcome. And a few and everybody in the live, welcome. It says, I think Jesus will leave. Alvarez will come in, and probably Haaland. His game time will only get used, and Palmer will get more game time next season as well. So a lot of people think Jesus will leave. Rumors that Juventus are looking for Jesus. It's always been every season. They before, remember, and they failed to pay 70 million. They seem to want him. Look, he's a star. I always thought Jesus has more potential than he's shown so far. So it looks like everybody says
No,
leave
but
and Alvarez will come in.
I don't necessarily agree because and here's why I don't agree, because you're all assuming that Jesus is going to play the number 9 position, right? And he's changed to a winger. Mahrez is 32,
Yeah.
33. He's not getting younger. He's going to leave. Palmer's nowhere near Jesus' quality in terms of playing on the wing. Raheem Sterling plays on the left, so now you have a hole. Alvarez doesn't play a wing. He's a backup number 9. So I don't think Gabby's going to leave.
Oh, Alvarez actually plays RW and LW, and he can also play as a
he
10.
does that, but his strength is playing us through the middle. What we watched him play, right? So now you have a hole on the right hand side in terms of quality. I think Gabby's going to stay. I think they just redefine his role as a right winger instead of.
You mean even looking at Murray's who's turning 32 this year?
Yeah, exactly. Why can't we have depth of squad? Like, when unless somebody comes with an outrageous contract and he wants to leave because of game time, that's when the equation gets different. But right now we need him on that right wing. You saw what he did against Southampton, right? Playing that right side, getting the penalty. We saw how he was pressing and winning the ball back. So I don't know. I think he's going to stay, but I could be wrong.
Yeah. Now, before we move on to the next Premier League games, this one is a special question for Shanice because you are a hardcore Raheem fan. So, what do you think is going to happen at the end of the season, Shanice? Do you think he's staying with us? Personally, I want him to stay, but what do you feel as a fan?
I don't know. I think he will stay. I think he will sign the contract. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what's on his mind, but I think he will.
True, because to be honest with you, what other teams can he go to right now that are better than Man City? I've been thinking about the same, and I saw an article somewhere that there's rumors Raheem has been looking at what other place can I go apart from City that's better right now, more comfortable. Do you know what I mean? It's not a lot. You can't even say PSG. PSG is a disaster at the minute. Yeah, so we're gonna move
That
on to the
PSG
next.
side is basically just a brand, like a fashion brand. That's all it is. It's not a football club.
Yeah, it's very bad. Okay, so we're gonna go to the Man City fixtures. That's what we have so far. Okay, are you able to see it?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I'm gonna start off with Wanika. Looking at the fixtures so far, we're gonna start off with the Burnley match. How are you feeling with this fixture?
Uh, yeah, okay. We are going to beat Burnley. That's for sure. This season we did well this season away. If you notice, I don't think we've apart from our match against Paris Saint-Germain away and Tottenham. That's the only match we've lost when we play away from home. So when we get Burnley, I'm sure we're going to beat them. So Man City against Liverpool, that's the PL match, Premier League match. Liverpool, I can't remember the last time they beat us at home. Maybe it's like 2018 or 2019. It's going to be very tough for them.
I'm not sure. When was the last time? I think it hasn't happened in a long, long time. I think that was the UCL. Am I
No,
wrong?
no,
That was the
Yeah,
no.
Champions League.
Carl was saying that
well,
it was 2015 in the Premier League. That was the last time that they
yeah,
beaten us.
in the
Well,
Carl was
Premier League,
correct me.
yes.
yeah, well, Liverpool have not beaten Guardiola at the Etihad under Guardiola. They haven't beaten them in the Premier League. In the Champions League, they won 2-1 because we were chasing that 3-0 game. But in the
Yeah,
Premier League, they haven't done that. The best they've
yeah, they
gotten.
haven't done that.
Mm.
So yeah, in fact, I think we are going to beat them at the Etihad. So FA Cup. Nah, I'm having sleepless nights about this semi-finals, but yeah, this fixture we're going to have lots of draw matches this April. I feel like we are going to we're going to draw our match against Atletico in the first leg and beat them. We're going to score lots of goals when we reach Spain, because
Oh, you
when we
at home you feel like there's a draw, but away you feel like
yeah
that's where we're gonna
yeah
kill it off.
yeah I feel this season when we go away, we beat any team as if we are playing at the Etihad. But at home, I don't know, we just relax. But when we go away, we play so well. So I feel like we're going to beat them away. That's where we're going to sum up the aggregate. We might just draw at home and then come away to Madrid and just beat them. So likewise Wolves. We're going to still beat Wolves. Brighton. Okay, Brighton, we're going to play them at home. Brighton, they've not been in good form. I don't know if they're going to turn up when they see Man City. They always turn up against us.
But that
Brighton.
the Wolves game is postponed, so that's out of the equation. We don't know when that's going to be played.
Yeah, it's true. Obviously, um, Watford, we are going to beat them. Um, Leeds. There's something different about Leeds United right now with Jesse Merch. I think their defensive structure have changed. They're going through all this new manager happiness right now.
Yeah.
Under Marcelo, their defense was terrible. They cared more about their attack than their defense. But now everything is in unison. Their defense and their attack is very good right now. So I don't think we just have to put our heads in the game, and it's away. So anytime we are going away, I'm always very confident this season. So Newcastle, Newcastle, all your money.
Are we doing all the lineup to the end of the season, or are we doing just the four?
It's the end of this.
Yeah, Wanika wants to finish it up, but I
Okay.
I
wanted
want to
us to
first.
concentrate.
Okay.
Uh,
No,
yeah,
go ahead.
let me finish it up. Newcastle, there's obviously there's something different about Newcastle. So they made those signings during that January transfer um, time, but I think we still beat them too. There's nothing there. West Ham. In fact, we are going to win our remaining games. We just need to open our eyes. Laporte needs to you know, focus. The FIFA defense in general needs to focus. Cancelo, I don't know what has come upon Cancelo. I don't know if you guys have noticed his crosses this since Tottenham has been terrible. Like
Oh yeah.
I just
You,
I don't know
so the
what.
goal that Mahrez scored, you know how Mahrez scored that goal? You know, across the ball for him.
Yeah, I know. He does has his moment, but when this season started, everything about him was 100%. Before that cross to Mares, his crosses were just terrible, like so terrible to watch. Okay, our match
Yeah.
against Crystal Palace. Hey, his crosses against Crystal Palace. No, it was so terrible. Like
You
anytime
know
he
this.
crosses the ball.
Yeah. You know these guys. I know that we hold them in high esteem, but you know these guys are not robots. They're actually human beings.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you know, me and Shani talk a lot, and we even had a debate about this and about Raheem Sterling. And I thought about it some more, and now I understand her perspective more. Right? You know, they're not robots; they're actually human beings, and they have moments. Things can happen off the field that affects them. So you know, so you have to package everything together to look at the whole package. You know, not just say that okay, every time they play, they have to be 100%. It doesn't happen that way. But yeah, good point you're making. Go ahead.
Yeah, yeah, we should do well in other games. Also playing the Liverpool might sleep up one way or another. I know they will definitely sleep up because forget the fact that Van Dijk is there. The defense it has been poor. In fact, Matip has been doing better than Van Dijk. It's just that Van Dijk he has better PR than Matip. So I feel like they're going to
Word.
sleep up. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
That's a
all.
very good insight. That's a very good insight that you make about Van Dijk
Mm,
and Matip. Actually, yeah, that's very insightful. Well done.
thank
Well
you,
done with that analysis. Yeah,
thank
well
you.
done. Mm. Patrick, you there or are you gone?
I am here change rooms because the network in this room is poor. So keep it going. So Adam, the games, especially the ones where it's Man City, Atletico, and Liverpool, then Atletico, Man City. Let's start with the Champions League games. How do you think they're gonna go? Or are you with
Um,
Wanika where she says we'll draw at
one
home, then
second,
we'll
I'm
beat
gonna
them
come back.
away?
Excuse me.
Maybe Shanice then.
Denise, what do you think about the games coming up, especially like the Burnley, Atleti, um, I think
I'm just gonna
Liverpool and
talk
Atleti.
about the Burnley, Atleti, and Liverpool. Um, the Burnley game, I feel like it's gonna give us another Crystal Palace because Burnley is a defensive side. They can get defensive if they can't beat you, and if they can't beat us, they're gonna be defensive. And defensive, we don't know how to break down defensive side clearly with Crystal Palace. So I feel like we're gonna have a test against Burnley. It's not gonna be easy. With Liverpool now, it's when we're playing Liverpool, away or home,
Home.
home. They haven't beaten us at home in a while, so and they drew with us away. So I feel like we can beat Liverpool. We can beat Liverpool. If we beat them in the Premier League, then we have an edge over them in the FA Cup.
Hmm.
And with the Champions League again, Atletico again is a defense can play defensively and will play defensively. But if we take our chances, we can beat them over two legs.
Hmm. 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 Yeah, Shani, those are very, very good points that you make, my sister. Very, very insightful points. I think you know the funny thing is that actually more concerned about Burnley than I am about Liverpool at home. You know, I'm actually more concerned about that because of the way they play and the way Liverpool plays. Liverpool are more open, and at the Etihad they're going to try and go for it because they have to go for it. They can't afford a draw because then they're 1 point behind, and then it's not in their hands anymore technically. Um, at Burnley, it's going to be a difficult game, and the Burnley have had time over the past 2 3 weeks to rest and prepare for that game against City. Now, having said that, you know, if we cannot beat Burnley away, we don't deserve to win the league, in my opinion. I think we have to go there with the mentality like we did against Southampton last weekend to go there and try to dominate them and win the game and take our chances.
Sorry, what was the question?
We're talking about the Burnley, Atleti, Liverpool, Atleti games.
I actually think we'll end up beating Atletico both. both legs. The Liverpool game, I'm confident that we'll end up beating Liverpool. Because Liverpool defensively are not that great, and we have the players to go at them.
Yeah, I mean, I know that people think I'm being arrogant or whatever. I actually don't see us losing any of those 4 or 5 games coming up. I just both Liverpool games. I don't. I think it's going to be. It could be the killer blow for them. Kill off their season. Kill off the FA Cup. And then now, if we get to the final and they get to the final, it's going to be in their head around, okay, how do we now overcome this issue with them? Now, football can change. They can win. Red card, bad refereeing, anything can happen. But there's a reason why we're top of the league, because we're a better team. And that's undisputable, and we are the champions. And so we should go into those games with that mentality of we are the champions. You're not going to come to our home and deny us from winning the title when clearly we are the champions of the Premier League. That's the mentality we should have. And our fans, I know our fans don't really like to be bullish, but I'll tell you this, right? When our fans are confident, right, and want to win, these players that watch all these things, man, I'm telling you, if we don't believe in our players, we don't believe they can do it. They watch these things, man. I'm telling you.
You know why I say we're gonna? You know why I say I want us to beat them is because what was it? The Liverpool fans, some Liverpool fans really think they're gonna actually win the quadruple, win 4 trophies in a row.
I'm not worried.
I just want to I want to break every single heart of theirs. Yeah.
If you notice one thing, Patrick and Adam, right? There's a reason why this season, and take out the Tottenham away game, first away game, right? First game of the season. Forget about that. It was a big team. They were not right. But every game since then that we played away, we haven't lost one game. We've been to Anfield, we've been to Old Trafford, we've been to Stamford Bridge, we've been to all these grounds, and we haven't lost a game. Why? Because the fans who are the away fans, right? They do not give up. They believe in their team. They support the team. They drive the team on. When you come to the Etihad and you see all these nervous fans who are always nervous about something happening, right? What happens? We drop. So my point is that the vibe you give your team, the vibe you give your team, the energy you give your team, especially the away fans, that drives the team to perform to exceptional levels. Look at Southampton last weekend. The away fans were magnificent. Second half performance was brilliant. So we need to have
the players. They read from the energy. The players, yeah, they read from the energy from the fans. Like when the negativity is there, the players, it's like it just starts to creep in, Yeah. Even though at the end of the day, it starts to creep in with these players. So in a sense, yeah, you've got even if things are not going our way, in a sense, we still have to support the players, try to get them to the morale up,
I mean, think about the game at the Etihad against United. The fans were fantastic, amazing fans, and that feeds into the players' mentality. It carries into the field. It's what they call the 12th man, right? That's what Liverpool have in their fans, because they sing the song, they shout for a moment, they back their team, but when they're losing, they're quiet, right? But our away fans are just. I've never seen a fan base like that. They're magnificent. So I don't know, but we just need to have a mentality of positivity, or else we won't enjoy this moment we're in. We'll just be always afraid of our shadow and afraid of what's the next loss. Instead of saying, "Hey, look, we know we can win this." I mean, Atletico shouldn't worry us. I mean, Barcelona beat them 5-2 on the aggregate. Barcelona did. If we can't be Atletico, Champions League. But anyway, I digress. Patrick.
Okay, great. So guys, 2 of the guests, Lithan, I see you're busy driving, so we're just gonna give you a few minutes. Is it Vacto? Am I right? Is it Avato?
Vader, yeah, Vader.
Vader, okay. So Vader, I met Vader via Twitter, and he's a city channel. He also does a similar channel, talks about football. So he reached out that he wanted to join us and also talk about football. So this is what we're doing right now. We were talking about Haaland at first, how about Haaland, if he's going to come in, how he's going to settle in. But now we're talking about these games over here from the Burnley game. So what are your thoughts on these games that are on screen right now? Start from the Burnley game.
Well, first things first, I want to say thank you. I've enjoyed your content, and just getting a chance to talk with other like-minded, City fans is always a plus. I I want to say the schedule scares me in the sense that it's so compact. So Burnley, I think we have to approach that game with momentum to be able to have the confidence when playing in the Champions League, and obviously going right into playing Liverpool. That's going to be over the course of 6 days. So I kind of mentioned this with some of my friends and some rival friends. I'm like, if you're a City fan or a neutral, you're loving the amount of games that are happening in so close proximity. And as a City fan, I love the competition, so I'm excited to see it. I'm nervous for it, but I'm excited to see it because we are playing like some of the most important matches. So it's about living the moment, and banter and banter aside, you're going to deal with that. But every fan, rival or not, wants to be in this moment. So they want to have their team in this moment. So
100%.
yeah, so I'm living it up. I know that there's going to be a lot of potential mad scientist changes that Pep may do, but I don't care. I want to see what he does. I'm going to have my ideas, but I want to see what he does. I want to see how the players play, and I also want to be proven to see how our depth really is as great as we've been told it is, or what we believe it to be as well. Like, I want to see our full squad. I want to see Sterling and Jesus get back to the form that they've done for us in the past. Like, that ability is not gone. We have the games where Pep should be playing everybody, and I just want to see our squad succeed.
See, Patrick, I want to really just quickly touch upon what this gentleman just said. What's your name, sir? That just joined us.
Vader. Yeah, Vader.
Vader. See, Patrick, this is where I talk about the joy of being a new fan. And I'm assuming you're a relatively new fan, right? You're not one of the guys who kind of went back to Old Main Road. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I'm new in the sense that Main Road, I would listen to games on the radio. That's how far. Because I'm international. I'm from Toronto, so I didn't see as many of the games. Yeah.
So and what I mean by that is, and this is no dig at anybody, is there's a perspective that us younger fans, and I'm 12, 13 years into City, right, have, because we recognize the moment we're in. What I mean by that is we recognize that we have Guardiola, we have a fantastic team. This is our moment. And if we cannot enjoy where we are, being able to play quarterfinal of Champions League and be leading the Premier League and being in the FA Cup semi-final, we will never enjoy football. We will be the most miserable of all people. If you cannot embrace the challenge and enjoy this moment and bask in it and revel in it and expect greatness from it, we will never enjoy football. Never. Might as well go and support ice hockey. Right? We need to have that mentality of saying, hey, guys, we're here. Pep always says, what I want us to be is to be there. Is to be there. Is to be there. That also goes to the fans as well. We need to be here. Don't be afraid of the future. Enjoy this moment right here. Because guess what? It won't last forever. The United fans for 13 years, they won 13 didn't last forever. Enjoy it. Whether you win the Champions League or don't win the Champions League, enjoy the moment. Enjoy the quarterfinal. Yes, we are anxious because we want to win the game. But if we lose the game, don't be depressed. It's another opportunity to go back again. So for me, and I love what Vader said, because that is the perspective that I'm dragging about. Even with the Haaland situation, Patrick, about getting Erling Haaland, why are you afraid of something that we don't even know? Embrace the enjoyment now. Have fun with this whole transfer deal. If it happens, thank God. If it doesn't happen, we move on. Right?
Vader, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, guys, that echo is because if you're on the show and you're watching YouTube, there is an echo. That's why. So if one of us is not now, the echo, but before there was an echo, it's because when you're watching us on the let's say you're with us, right, and you're also watching us on YouTube, there will be an echo between the two shows. Somebody says your background is they love your background. One you have. So here there's a message. Good evening, gents. Wanika, somebody up is Tuta says, what's up, Wanika? Great show, guys. We're watching Up the Blues, guys. And there's a question here for you guys. Do you guys agree? I think we are playing much better when we have a game every 3 days because that's when we
I
them.
agree. I agree with Daniel because, and the evidence
I
for that
agree.
is because last year when we won whatever titles we won, and the year in 18-19 we had games every 3 days, and we were just relentless, and it was we're in rhythm, and we were in rhythm, and it was a game after game after game after game. 100% agree with you. This is the time for big boys to get counted.
Yeah.
This is it. 9 games left, quarterfinal, semifinal. Can't do it now. You can never do it, man.
I got a question for you guys. Do you think teams have begun to see like Laporte's weakness where when you look at the Tottenham game and the other games there, where they try to force him into going onto his right foot? Do you guys agree with me that teams are now beginning to target Laporte where say they try to force him into a sense to move him to his right foot rather than his left foot because they know that on his left foot he's very dangerous?
I commented on this earlier on, right? And again, we have to change our perspective. It's not a weakness; it's actually a
Carl, I
strength.
think your volume is a bit low. I can't hear you properly.
Right. So my point is that we need to change our perspective when we look at this thing, right? It's not a weakness; it's actually a strength. The fact that a team is targeting you means that you're a threat, because what Laporte is able to do is ping the ball 40 yards left to right, easy, right? So if you're trying to shut him down, Diaz doesn't do that very well. Diaz is not very good at distributing the ball very well. He's good at stopping the play, about leadership, about winning balls back. But in terms of ability to kind of switch the play left and right, nobody better than Laporte. What Stones does, Stones carries the ball into the midfield. He's very good. He's the extra man. But Laporte's specialty is the ability to take the ball and switch the play from left all the way to Mahrez, or from right all the
The
way to
best
Sterling.
is like the quarterback basically in American football.
Yeah, he's literally it's a strength that other teams are trying to mitigate, and this is the coaching point, right? When you're coaching a team, you don't target the people who are not a threat. You target those who are a threat and try to shut them down. So when people attack Laporte, it's because Laporte is strong in certain things that he's doing. That's why they're doing that. Are you following me?
Mm-hmm.
So it's a different perspective of looking at the game. I know Laporte's not good. They're targeting. No, they're targeting because that's a strength that we have. And that's why Guardiola plays him, because of the balance he has with Stones and Diaz, left and right.
Yeah.
So when he makes a mistake because he's more pressured than anybody else is. That's why he makes a mistake. So we always have to look at things from a different perspective, right? Or else we will not see the full picture of everything.
Yeah, there's a question for you here, Carl. It says, but Carl, are you not worried about our recent form? Do you think the pressure is getting to the players, or it's just poor form?
I would have been worried if we had lost to Southampton in the FA Cup, right? You can draw a game away at Crystal Palace. We're going away. We've got a point. Against Tottenham, we were stupid in the last minute of the game. We shouldn't have never have considered last minute goal. But if we had lost that game against Southampton, the FA Cup, I would have been worried. But the fact that we won that game and we battered them 4-1 in the last 20 minutes with some of the best football, I'm not worried at all. At all. But I am worried about injuries coming back from the international break. That's what I'm praying for, that nobody gets injured. Whether it's Rodri, whether it's Sterling or anybody, please don't get injured. Just come back healthy. Once we're healthy, I got no worries, man. I got a feeling about this season. I don't know what it is, but something good is coming for us.
Okay, so look, guys. So we have all agreed that you think we're going to win both legs of the theoretical game, and we're going to win both games against Liverpool. So that's a must. We're going forward, right?
I want to add to the Champions League. Yeah, you know the Champions League, our side is actually more easier than Liverpool's side. You know that. Our side, yeah. If we end up winning our games, we'll end up playing, say, whomever it is, whether it's Real Madrid or Chelsea, and that's why I'm saying to you, I'm actually confident, yeah, that we will beat Atletico over both legs.
Yeah, I mean, if we beat Atleti and go through, I mean, then it's just 2 games to the final.
For me, yeah, that Real Madrid side are beatable, because that Real Madrid side defensively they are not great. Like, look at them; they played Barcelona, and Barcelona put 4 past them.
Yeah,
and especially that what's his name, that Brazilian kid Militao. However, I don't know how people actually hype him. He's useless. That Militao.
Did you call Militao a Brazilian kid?
He's useless. I swear.
Veta,
Like,
Veta, so let me read off Liverpool's game. So Liverpool are going to play Benfica, then they're going to play City, then play Benfica, then they play City, then they play United and Everton, Newcastle, Tottenham, Southampton, Wolves. Now, would I want to play Tottenham, United, Everton in the running the last 4 or 5 games when we have Brighton, Newcastle, Villa, Watford? I mean,
yeah, I would say that we have. I don't think the run to close out the season should be a concern of whether Liverpool has it tougher than us. I think we're still going to focus on our games, and the way Pep wants to win everything. Like, Pep looks at each match and wants to win that match. He looks at each tournament and wants to win that trophy. So regardless of what Liverpool does, I don't think we should really be concerned with that. I'm an international fan, so I don't quite know what's happening on the training grounds other than what I consume online. So if we as a team, just, again, we're playing every 3 days and we're just playing to win, I don't think we worry about what they do and the way they want to kind of spin. I know recently Bernardo Silva was quoted as, "I'd rather be us than Liverpool," after one of the post-match, and everyone blew up like, "Oh, Liverpool's living rent-free in Bernardo's head or City's players." It's not true. Like, we know what the standings are. We know what the media is talking about. The players know the same. So he comments about it. We haven't shown, quote unquote, to fail when looking to win. We haven't done that. Sorry, go ahead. Oh, sorry, I heard something.
There's a question here about, and I'll come to you very quickly, Veta or Shanice. So, guys, do you think if we go back 3 versus Atleti, surely they'll sit back so we can commit more players forward? I'll take 3. So there's a little known fact that people don't know about Man City, right? People think that we play, our average position is 4-3-3. It is not. And Patrick and I have gone to many shows to talk about this. What we play, right, is actually a 3-box-3. It's a 3-2-2-3. So we defend with 5, we attack with 5. So what ends up happening is that, yes, we are lined up in a 4, but Cancelo always tucks into midfield next to Rodri. And when Cancelo tucks into midfield next to Rodri, now you have a 3 at the back, you have a 2 in the midfield, and then the 2 8s join the 3 up front, making a 5. So in our average position is a 3-box-3, or if we're playing against a very low block, it becomes a 2-3-5. We have 5 in the box, you have a midfield 3, and then the 2. And those 2 protect the opposing striker. So we already play like that. In fact, the academy plays like that. The women now actually also play like that. They play this 3-box-3 system, which is basically, yes, it's 4-3-3, but we inverted one of the fullbacks to make a 3 at the back, two holding, 2 number 8s, and then the front 3. That's kind of what we do.
Okay, so Shanice, you've been quiet. Do you have any last words before I go to Anika about the Champions League in general? What I can ask is, you've heard the guys how they've talked about it, about the Atletico. We've all talked about the fact that we are confident we're going to beat Atletico Madrid. But Shanice, when you sit there after everything that we've been through, are you confident that this year is our year to win the Champions League? How confident are you we're going to reach the final?
To play, if we continue playing really well, taking our chances, Pep selecting the right team, then I don't see what would stop us from reaching the final.
Okay. What about yourself, Monica?
I think, first of all, we have the squad to win it. We just need to focus and take our chances. But I think if we beat Atletico, we are going to beat the next team we are going to meet. If we reach that semi-finals, we are going to reach the finals and win. So yes, quarterfinals is always our Achilles heels. So if we can go past it, I feel I'm going to go far and win it. Yes.
Okay, what about yourself, Adam? You've been quiet. What do you think are our chances this time? If we go through Atletico Madrid, do you feel we're gonna win the Champions League this season?
To be honest with you, I feel like yes. If say we beat Atletico and then we go into the next round and say whomever we get, say Real Madrid or Chelsea, and we beat them, yeah. To be honest with you, then I will say that I'm confident. But I'm still confident that we will go through and beat Atletico over 2 legs. But I meant the next round I'll wait and see whom we get, whether it's Chelsea or Madrid. But I think we will have enough to beat Chelsea and Real Madrid.
Okay. What about yourself? Is it Vector? I keep saying
Yeah.
Vector.
Vader, it's all good.
Oh, Vader, Vader.
Vader. Okay, Vader.
Am I
I might as well
confident?
say I might as well say Vader.
You
in
can
a
say
few minutes,
Vader,
but
yes, of
yeah,
course.
Vader. Okay, Vader. Go ahead.
So my confidence with us winning the Champions League, here's 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 where I have a challenge as a fan. I I often don't go that far. You know how some fans will decide that we're winning the title before a match has been played, or they'll say we're winning Champions League, winning coming out of the group stage. If healthy, on present form, we can beat anybody. So, and we've seen in recent past how a VAR decision can go against us. We've seen how, you know, Pep being the mad scientist could play a different 11 and things don't go our way. As as frustrated as we can be as fans for what Pep did with regards to Gunnigan in last year's championship, we are still it was still like a 1-0 result. Like it's that close. So can we win the title? Can we win the Champions League? 100%. A lot of things can happen before then, but I'm confident that we can win against Atletico Madrid. Like I think Adam said, I'm confident that we can beat the team of whoever comes out, Chelsea or Real Madrid, who is in that final now, because it can be Liverpool, it can be Bayern. No disrespect to Villarreal or Benfica. I think we can beat anyone on that other side. I'll tell you today, and hopefully for future shows, we're beating Atletico Madrid. Future shows, I will then tell you we're beating whoever's next. And if we move on, then I'll give you my other answer. But right now, I'm confident we can beat anyone.
Katuta says if we beat Atletico, the next team will be more nervous facing us, especially Chelsea. They will have the fear of beating us, beating them two times already. So if we beat Atletico, I can't see what's the rest of there's a sign on my. Anyway, so for me, to be honest with you, after we beat Atletico Madrid, if we beat Atletico Madrid, if we go through, I think the team will be more confident, and I think more people fear us. You're right about that. There'll be a bit of fear because Chelsea, I think, on one leg on the final, yes, it could have happened 1-0, as you say. It wasn't that they didn't batter us. Let's not forget Rudiger made a very good tackle to Foden. Remember, Carl? Foden was about to score. Rudiger with I thought made a tackle. Maris almost put it in, but it went over the post. That game almost killed me. To be honest, I was watching it live and I was doing a watch along. That game almost killed me, but it is what it is. It happened. Yeah, but I think we'll do it.
The one thing about Chelsea is that when it comes to like say one-off games, yeah, that's where they're dangerous. Like say if it's like say like a final, yeah, that's when you tend to see the best of them. And Rudiger, like even though I absolutely despise him, yeah, I've got to give him some credit. He's a bit like Ramos and Pepe, where in a sense, yeah, he's willing to do whatever it takes for his team to win the game, even if it means him say doing say a bad tackle or something like that, like what he did to Kevin De Bruyne or something. Yeah, if it means him doing something,
I'll be
yeah,
honest
for
with you.
him
So
to win
are
the
you trying to
game.
say he's trying to go he can go the distance to win, like what
Yeah,
Ramos
that's what
does,
I'm saying.
where
So he's willing to go the distance, yeah, for his team. So basically, he's willing to do anything, yeah, for his team to win the game, basically, even if it means trying to get a player from the other team, yeah, down or out, injured or something.
and I think that's also an element of our squad that we're rebuilding. So with a company, even Fernandinho, he doesn't quite play as often, but that player, that edge, I think we're trying to find that again in our current squad.
Oh, you
So
mean like leadership, which was missing a while, especially that other
leadership,
season where things went crazy.
yeah, leadership, or even in the moment where it's just like maybe it's not a hard tackle, but it's getting in front of an opposing player's face. It's kind of like setting. We're not backing down. We're not going anywhere. Or even as a result, after a hard tackle on us, to be able to show that's not happening
Yeah.
today. I think that's part of the squad that needs to be built back up.
The backbone
But
of the team. The
to
team
be
needs a
Yeah.
fair,
backbone.
I mean, to be fair, that was a red card against Rudiger. That should be a red card every single day. That's
Yes.
dangerous.
It was.
Yeah,
It
that's
was.
a. But Mr. Lahore is a referee. We know how he behaves. We know his history with
And
Pep
and and
Guardiola.
you know what? I think he because he was retiring after that game. I think he never wanted to ruin the game. That's what he was. Like one of those things when you put the red in the final, they'll be like, "Oh, you ruined the game as a ref."
Yeah.
Look, okay, guys, look, we're running out of time. So all I'm going to ask is one thing. I know we're going to discuss how you feel. Well, I'm just going to say this. How do you feel as an international fan supporting Man City, and you can't follow them that much, especially for me right now, to be honest with you. It's hard for me to follow them. But trust me, if I was in England, I think even people know that they would struggle to chain me down to not go to the Etihad. But how does it feel? I'm going to start with our new guest from Toronto. So, how does it feel when you're in Toronto and you're watching Man City playing, going to Southampton, the travel there? You're like, I wish I was part of that squad to travel to see them live.
Yeah, so I live through what I'm able to consume online. It kills me to not be in the space itself, because as a sports fan and doing sports myself, like I love that type of energy. So I try to consume as much as I can. I often play, oddly enough, sometimes some of my best moments are playing the TV loud to hear the chants themselves, which I can't experience. So as an international fan, that's where it's a little off, but I consume as much as I can. I do. Being in Toronto, City actually did a North America tour not too long ago, so I got a chance to actually see Yaya. I saw Aguero play because they played against Toronto FC,
Mm.
and for me, I did not know, because you can't quite pick it up on TV. I did not know the size of the man that Yaya was until I saw him live, and
Yeah,
it
he's
was just
he's a big man.
there's a greater appreciation of what he's able to do, his size, his skill set. My favorite player to this day. But as an international fan, I'm also dealing with things at an odd time, right? So matches for me are happening sometimes at 7:30 in the morning.
Oh
Um,
yeah, especially being in Toronto. Yeah.
in Toronto. So that's my experience, but I wouldn't trade anything for it. And I also, a long story, I'll make it short. A lot of my friends were Man U fans. So and it was, again, listening to the radio, because of how, my family was in terms of how they consumed football and soccer. That's how I heard about the games. And Man City was the rival to Man U, is how this all started. And they weren't good enough, but the matches that they were beating Man U for, I lived for. So it's a dream right now that they're playing so great. No disrespect, but it's also, it was a better dream of mine when Man U was better, because that's when I had most of my interaction with my friends in terms of back and forth. So, not to say
Oh,
that I
no,
want
no, it's one-sided, like it was with
now it's
them back in the
one-sided,
past.
yeah. So now
Mhm.
it's one-sided the way it was. So it's not quite. I love the back and forth when, hence the background that you see behind me. That's where I was, that's where I fell in love with Man City the most, because my friends and I were having the banter back and forth. But I love it. I love it. And as soon as things get back to normal, quote unquote normal, I will be making my way out there to catch a EPL game as well as a championship game. I'm going to make the most out of my trip and be able to catch a game at home.
Okay, that's amazing. That's an amazing insight from somebody who's in Toronto who has to watch games at 7 a.m., 5 a.m. in the morning. Wanika, what about yourself? Do you have to watch games in weird times being an international fan in Nigeria?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. So you just heard from that when you're in Toronto, you have to watch matches during weird times, but he wouldn't trade you for anything. So what about yourself in Nigeria as an international fan? How do you feel
Okay,
that I can't follow my team and stuff?
okay. Our matches used to fall on 12:30 afternoon time, evening time. So those times are very convenient for me. So I'm actually very happy he talked about Yaya Toure. Yaya Toure, he is the reason why I started supporting Man City. Because when I was younger, I just watched football for watching football. I wasn't supporting any club. I'll just see my dad and my brothers watching football. I'll just sit down with them. But I saw Yatule playing in Barcelona. And I see this black man, playing in Barcelona. He's doing so well. He now came to English Premier League and went to Man City. And I saw him playing so well. So that was the reason why I started supporting Man City. And I watched the match where they beat Man United. And my cousins who are United fans, they will tell me that no team can beat Man United. I should come and support Man United. uh I say I can't support, as in I just didn't like Man United. So I said I will support the rivals to Manchester, and that's how I started supporting Man City. And I just from there I just started watching their games, and up till now I don't know, I haven't met lots of Man City fans in Nigeria. Even when I was in the university, I was the only Man City fan in my class. Even my lecturers, they call me Man City. So that's the thing. I just love it. My I have a twin sister. My twin sister is a Man United fan. So the rivalry is very hot in this house. So my younger brother is a Chelsea fan. My dad just sit down, just watch us interact about football. Just everybody in the house, we love football. My mom, I don't know how I persuaded her. She's a Man City fan, so I love it. I pray that one day I will be able to come to the Etihad and watch Man City. I feel so happy, so blessed to support this club because it's the best club in the world. Since I started supporting Man City, I've always been happy watching, because my United fans, they've not been happy for a long time. And likewise, my twin sister and my younger sister too. Both of them are both of them are United fans. So I'm so happy. I love it. Being an international fan, I feel so blessed. Thank you.
Okay, grand. So, Carl, since you say you're leaving in a few minutes before I go to Shanice, what about yourself as an international fan?
Yeah, sorry, I have to go coach football. I'm going to coach now.
You can go. Yeah.
Yeah, I travel. I mean, I'm fortunate to be able to travel to the Etihad once, like twice or three times a year if I can. I try to make time as my own personal vacation. I try to, go out and go to the Etihad to watch a few games, many Champions League games, but I do FA Cup as well. So I've been able to do that. But being a fan, in my opinion, is about what's in your heart. Doesn't mean that you have to be in the stadium every single day. It's what's in your heart. If you have an affiliation and a love for a certain club, but you're not able to go there right now, it doesn't make you less a fan. And this is a discussion that I think we need to have in a larger audience with a larger community, especially those who go to the Etihad every single day. That look, the fact that a person is in Jamaica or in Indonesia and they're able to go to the stadium, but they love the club, they've understood the club, they know what it's about, they understand the fabric of it, and they're emotionally connected to the club. They're just as much of a fan as you are. In fact, there's even an argument to say without those international fans, we don't get the revenues to actually buy De Bruyne and Haaland and all those guys, because you go to the stadium every single week doesn't give you enough money to do that. And the fact, right? So there's a balance that we need to strike between the international fans and the local fans to make sure that each one has their strengths and weaknesses, but together as a community, we all love the same club. We all want the same thing, which is for us to win and dominate England and Europe. So that's my own perspective coming on as an international fan, and I'll keep being there. My kids are City fans; they love the club, and they'll keep doing so. Hopefully, I'll be able to meet more fans when I go there. I was going to talk about the UEFA thing, but I have to leave.
Yeah, we can do it. We can do a special show on that on Friday.
Yeah, I'll just
We can
drop
do a whole show.
one small nugget about it. So UEFA is saying that going forward, clubs can only spend 70% of the money they generate. Okay, so the club generates $100 million dollars every single year. You can only spend 70 million. Now, for us, City, that's cool because we are still running about 65%, 70%. The problem is when you talk about Chelsea, because Chelsea right now are running at 113% wages to income, which they have a 40% overage over what UEFA is saying. So somehow they're going to have to squeeze that down, either by selling players, restructuring pay deals, or contracts. But based on, unless UEFA gives them time, but based on the current ruling, it's a problem that's going to end up affecting a lot of clubs. But anyway, we'll talk about that later.
Guys, on Friday you'll be able to talk more on the UEFA with Carl. So Carl, good luck, goodbye. Which we'll see in the chat. So Shanice, you've been quiet for a while now. We're going to you. How does it feel to be
Patrick,
a
sorry
fan
to disturb you.
Yeah, go
I'm
ahead.
off. I'm off. Thank you very much, and thank you. It was very nice meeting. Sorry, I don't want to butcher your name. From Texas.
It's Vector, isn't it? Veda,
Victor,
Veta,
yeah.
Veta. His name. You know what? Since we might be having him more here. We're just gonna call him V to make it easy for all of you. If he doesn't mind, we just call him V.
B's fine. B's fine.
Yeah, V. Okay. Anyway, Adam, thank you, man.
Take care.
Right. Okay, so Shanice, how does like as a City fan from Jamaica, how is it for yourself? What times do you watch the games, and how do you feel yourself all the way from there watching your team? You are lucky that Raheem is in Jamaica right now. I saw the pictures.
For me, I watch the games in the afternoon, so it's like or morning, like 7, sometimes 10, 12. So those are the time that the game come on, so it's a bit early. But for me, being a Manchester City fan is the best thing in the world. Like, I wouldn't support no other club other than Man City. I don't care for winning trophies or not. I don't care. I'm a City fan, and that's what I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna die a City fan. It's the best thing in the world supporting this club. The best thing in the world supporting these players. I don't care what people say about us. I don't care what people say about being an international fan. Because you're telling that you're plastic if you're an international fan. Like, you're a glory hunter, or why don't you support local? Like, I don't care. Like, there is one team in the world I will continue to support, and it's Manchester City.
Big up to you, Shanice. Big up to you. Yeah. So there's a comment here by Horsey City Forever. He says all fans are fans no matter where you're from. So that's where we're gonna close everything on. So guys, Janice, V, and Wanika, thank you guys for coming on. Hopefully we do this again. With these matches we have left. If you guys want to jump on and talk about them, we can do the Burnley previews, Champions League reactions, whatever you want to do. Send me a message. You're more than free to come on. And also, before we go, I just want to give you the space here. So V, tell the people where they can find you and what's the name of your channel.
Oh yeah, thanks so much. Check out Vader Games TV on YouTube as well as Twitch, and Vader Games on Twitter. So thanks for all the support. I do content. I just talk my mind. I don't really go to do anything to go viral or anything silly like that. I just speak about the game that I love. So help support any way you can. Thank you.
Okay. So thank you there. Onikwa, do you want them to follow you on Twitter at all or not?
Yeah. Yeah. One neck underscore Omeche. So you can find me there on Twitter.
Okay,
do that right now.
Yeah. Shanice, I know you're out of Twitter, so all you say is goodbye to people, isn't it?
Yeah, bye.
Okay, see you guys. All the best. Goodbye.
Thanks for having me.
Good night.
Thank you.